Hi friends, welcome to my channel Tech Developer. In this video, I will show you how you can create a put request mapping for your skill controller, and I will also show you that how you can validate your update skill or post mapping using your skill form which we have used in our post mapping, that is while adding the skill. So in this video it will all be clear that how you can create a put mapping and how can you validate your put mapping request body as without creating the new another update form. So let's start. First of all, we need to create a put mapping method. So the response entity, and after that the response GTO, and the response GTO will contain the skill DTO, the return type, the updated object of the skill entity, and the method name will be update skill, in which first of all let me add at the rate put mapping, and inside the put mapping the value attribute will be there, and the value attribute will contain the ID as a path variable, and we will take the path variable here using the path variable annotation. The value inside the path variable will be the same as I have mentioned here, that is the ID, and this the long ID, and after that we will get the request body for updating the request. So at the rate request body will be there, and the request body will contain the same skill form, and to validate this request body what we need at the rate validated. If you are new, you can watch my another videos in which I have clear each and everything about the Spring Boot validation. Value will be the validation sequence.java dot class, and in this the binding result will be there. We need to check if binding result has errors. Then what we will do, we will just return the new response util of type skill DTO dot generate validation response, and you will pass the validation response here, and the validation message. For getting the validation message we will do binding result dot get all errors dot get zero index dot get default message, and after that if everything is fine we will return new response util of type skill DTO dot generate controller response, and controller response will contain the response GTO which we will get from the skill service. Skill service dot update skill, in which I will pass the skill ID in the skill form. So this is from the controller side we have done. Let's move on to the update skill service implementation. Then we will move towards the validation part for that. So we have the skill ID. So what we need now, we need to fetch the skill object or entity from the database. So the skill entity, so skill means the entity, and we will create an object for that, and skill repository dot get one with the id. It will return the object of the skill. And now we will check that before that, let's check a boolean variable for means update required. Is update required. Let's take it as a false right now, and we will check that if skill form dot get name dot equals with skill dot get name, and we will put it not. So means if and only if the skill form having the name, that is a skill name, and the object skill name is also same, then we will not hit any update means a database call to update, because there is nothing to update. So we are just checking the object. If they are not same, then we will do that skill dot set the name and the skill form dot get name, and we will update the is update required to be true, because we are uh, going to update from here. And if we check that if is update required, then it will call the skill repository dot save, and the entity will be the skill, and we will just return this new response entity, sorry, response util of type skill dto dot generate service response, which will contain the message, the success or not, the API, and the skill DTO object. And then after that, it will finally contain the last argument to be the HTTP status. So let's add the service message here. Service message. Service message is our constant class in which we are uh, setting the constants or key uh, for the messages we are delivering in our response. So skill updated successfully. Skill dot update dot success. Let's copy this key and open the service message underscore en properties, and for that key just give the message that skill has been updated successfully. That's it. And after that, go to the skill service implementation and provide the message that is skill updated successfully. Return will be the API will be true, and it will contain the skill DTO. So what it will do, we will create a skill DTO, new skill DTO, that is the ID which we have, and skill form dot get name, or you can use the skill dot get name. It will be the same. So we just returning the skill DTO here instead of null. We will give the skill DTO and the HTTP status dot OK dot value. So it will return our service response for that skill updated successfully message, and the API response will be true. The object will be the skill DTO, and the API status will be the OK, that is 200. So we have completed this from our service implementation class. But now we left that we need to validate what we need to validate that skill form, that is the skill name which is already coming is we are checking in the is skill name already exists, that if the skill name already exists with the same name, it will return the false, means it was not valid. But in this update form or post mapping, what we are required here, that we need also the id, means we need to check first that if the skill which is the skill name which is given by the user, and it has the same id itself, means inside the database, if that skill name is already exists and the object or the primary id is similar to this id, then it should be valid. So what we will do in that case can be test means validated in your service layer also, but we are going to use in the skill form, the because we have already a skill name already exists, implementation for validation for skill name already exists. So what we will do here, first of all, to get the id inside this form, we need the HTTP servlet request to be get auto-wired. HTTP servlet request auto-wide the object, and now we will check that if HTTP servlet request dot get request get method the request method dot equals HTTP method dot post, what it will do, it will return the this, means the already which we have implemented that exists by name, because in that post request we are not having the id, but in our put request we will having the id. So we will now validate that part here, or you can create a method for that. Let's create a method for validating the skill name already exists with the same id. So validate skill name already exists with same id. So in which we need to pass the skill name and the HTTP servlet request. So it can be auto-wired. So let's create this method. So what we have the skill name, but we want the skill ID also, so that we can validate that the skill name which is provided by the user is having the means is already exist with the same ID which is we are getting in the path variable, then that will be the valid part. So let's take the the skill ID, the path variable data here. What we need to do that, for that we need to create a map and a string path variables http select request dot get attribute not that attribute what it was, let me check. Yes, that is the handler mapping.ui. Okay, so let's take it that get attribute and http, sorry, handler mapping dot UI template variable attribute. It will return the map of path variable, and let cast it to the map of string. And what it will contain the key and value pair. So the path variable dot get the id, it will return me the string id, and that id will be of the skill id. Now what we need to do, is the skill repository dot exists by id and name, and exists by id and name. id will be the string id, so we need to pass that long dot value of id, because it will contain the id in the long, not the string, and the skill name which is already there. We just return the same thing, and let's create this method in our repository. And for that we are done. Let's add me the warning over there. So we have done for this now, and okay, so let's run this application and check that our API is working fine or not. So let's start the application. So our application has been started. Let's test it, and let's create a request for that. The request will be update skill with by ID. This API will update the skill by ID. Save it to collection, and let's add the request for that update skill by ID. It will be the put request, and the host will be HTTP and the port number slash API slash v1 slash skills, and it will contain first of all the ID and the request body. So let's go to the body, and let's create a body first. Inside the body, what it is containing, it is containing the object of the skill form, and the field will be the name. So let's add the name field here, and name will be, suppose let me show you that how much of the skills we have in our database. So let's hit it. So you can see that we have only three of the skills, that is Java 8, Spring Boot and Hibernate, and with their associated ID 1, 2 and 3. So this is a update skill. So suppose I want to update that the skill by ID should be not be Java 8, it should be Java 11. So let's update this. First of all, you need to give the ID here, the updated the ID for a skill which you want to update, and inside the name you need to give the value. So Java 11 I'm saying. So you can see that right now we have Java 8. So after this, if this API working fine, it will update the request and update the object with the ID, and the name will for the skill will be Java 11. So let's check this. Let's hit the API, and it is saying that skill name already taken. So why it is saying that? Let me check. And it is saying that selecting the skills from this and limit this. So the skill name already exists inside that. Let's go to here, and it is returning this, and it is what it is saying that is valid will be if not exist, and it will be saying that if the ID and the name will be existing, then it will return the is valid. Exists with the ID and name. Okay. Okay. So what the mistake we have done that we have returning this directly instead of it should be like this, as because we are saying that is valid means the validation will be okay and fine that if the exist by ID and name does not occur means at the same time. So means the if the ID and name which is provided by the user does not exist, and so it will be valid source. So before it was returning the false, which means that validation was failed. So we need to return just the not object or not annotation for this method. So I think it will work fine. Let's check. Let's go to our Postman, and what I said that I have we have Java 8 at the ID 1, Hibernate at the ID 3, and Spring Boot at the ID 2. What we need to do, we need to update the ID 1 with the Java 11. So let's check that API working or not. Send the request, and you will receive that skill has been updated successfully, and the ID1, the object, is updated with the name Java 11. So you can even fetch the get API, get all skills, and check that at ID1 the skill name Java 11 has been updated successfully. So in this way, what it will help you that in the same form, that is a skill form. Let me show you that in the skill form, what you are doing, you are validating each and everything while it is a post request or it is a put request. So it will help you to do the same thing with the same class and validate each and everything. So you do not need to create a class for update separately to validate, and means of with the same class which you are using at the create skill, it will help you in the update skill also, and everything will be validated. And for that one more thing part which I am saying that suppose in the update skill, what I have taken here that if the update is required, then only hit the means database request, because it will save the request. Suppose I send the same data ID and name which is already existing inside the database, then it should not be hit the same object, because it's already saved object inside the database and there is no change. So why we should hit the database again? So let's, you can see, you can check that. Suppose we hit the API, what it will do? It will give you the skill name already taken. Means the ID and the skill name already taken. So sorry for the mistake, guys. What the mistake we have done, that it should be exist. Sorry, it should not be exist by ID and name. It should be that exists by the skill name, but ID is not. Means a skill name is existing, same name, but with a different ID. Then it should be valid. So what we need to do is, you need to just change the query, and that query will be exist by name and ID is not, and the skill name will come first, and then it will be the ID. Let me create that, and let's remove this method because of no use. And what it will do now, let's check this API, and it should return that updated successfully even if you send the same request or same object. So let's send the request, and you can see that the skill has been updated successfully. Means whatever, how many times you will hit the same object, it will not update it, because we are just checking that the object should be equals. So sorry for the mistake in this video, guys. Actually, sometimes while creating the video, mistake can be happen. So sorry for that. And if you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. And if you are already a subscriber and not getting my video notification, then you must subscribe my channel with the bell icon. So if you are already subscribed, please press the bell icon, and you will continuously receive my videos notification. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Bye for now.